Hey all, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to my channel again. Now it's morning and today I'm preparing idli and chutney for breakfast. But before that I'm having my regular zira water. Now in today's vlog I'll be sharing with you all how I decorated my home for Ramadan, followed by a delicious Hyderabadi Mutton Haleem recipe. So stay tuned till the end so that you don't miss on anything. Now, in Gulf area, the Ramadan has already started. So, I wish you all a happy Ramadan Kareem. And even for my viewers who are living in India, I wish you all a very happy Ramadan in advance. Now, as I was preparing the halim for this here, I have taken around 1 cup of broken wheat, that is dalia. In this, I'll add around one handful of urad dal along with one handful of tuar and masoor dal and one handful of basmati rice. Now, I'll wash everything very nicely and allow the lentils and the rice to soak for at least 2 to 3 hours. Meanwhile, I'll decorate the house for the Ramadan. Now, the main two things that I decorated was the living area and the dining area because we spend a lot of time here. Now, I also got new photos for these photo frames and replaced the old ones with the Ramadan theme. Now, the only one reason I decorate my home for Ramadan is for my kids. They feel very excited, and all the time, my son was beside me helping in doing the decoration. Now, it is not necessary to buy everything to do the Ramadan decor. Even the smallest things that are there in your home, you can use them and create a nice and cozy Ramadan decor. Now in the kitchen, I kept the decor very minimal. I got these two string lights that are battery operated and I placed them at two different places. Now, as I said, I'm preparing the mutton halim today. In a pot, I have added 5 to 6 tablespoons of oil along with 5 to 6 tablespoons of ghee. Now, to prepare a good authentic mutton halim, you must use a good ghee in good quantity. Now, in this, I have added two medium sized sliced onions. I'll cook the onions until they start turning brown in color. Meanwhile, I'll cook the lentils in the pressure cooker. Now, as the lentils were soaked for good 2 to 3 hours, only 3 to 4 whistles will be good enough. Now, the onions have started turning brown in color. At this stage, I'll add around 1 kg of mutton. Now, I'll mix the mutton nicely with the onions and then add the spices into it. Now, in spices, we'll add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of garam masala powder, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste along with a handful of mint and coriander leaves. Now here I am also adding half teaspoon of shazira along with 2 to 3 sticks of cinnamon. Now I'll mix everything nicely and cook the mutton on high flame until the raw smell of the mutton disappears. Now after cooking the mutton on high flame for at least 10 minutes, I will then add 2 whole glasses of water and lower the flame and cook until the mutton is done perfectly. Now meanwhile, we'll check on the lentils. As you can see, the lentils and the rice have been cooked nicely. I will now transfer it to a mixer grinder, add some water and grind into a coarse paste. Now the mutton have been cooking for at least 1 hour. You can even cook the mutton in the pressure cooker, but authentically halim is prepared in this way. Now whatever the oil has gathered on the top, I'll take it out in a bowl that we will use for garnishing. I will now take out all the mutton pieces and then transfer it into a large vessel in which we'll cook the halim. Now here I have used this potato masher. You can even use the other things that we usually mash the halim with. Now after mashing the mutton for some time, I then added the water or the broth in which we cooked the mutton. Now after adding the broth, you have to mash the broth along with the mutton very nicely because it creates the elasticity in the mutton. I mashed the mutton around 10 minutes so that it creates this kind of elasticity. I then added the lentils that we made a paste of. After adding the lentils, I'll mix the lentils along with the mutton nicely and put it on the stove. I will now add the oil in which I fried the onions along with 2 handful of crushed onions. I've also added half cup of milk, a handful of dried rose petals. I will now add around 8 to 10 black peppercorns along with 8 to 10 kebab chini. I also added 2 slit green chilies. Now I'll mix everything nicely. I then added around 4 to 5 tablespoons of lemon juice along with some black pepper powder, and I also checked the salt and added some. Now at this stage you have to mix the halim very nicely because it creates the good elasticity. Now as I was very much exhausted by this time, I asked my husband to help me out because preparing halim requires a lot of patience and a lot of hard work. Only then a good Hyderabadi halim gets ready. Now after mixing the halim for at least 10 to 15 minutes, I then cooked it on low flame for 10 minutes, and now I'll switch off the flame and wait until 30 minutes and dish it out. Now it's a time to serve the halim. On top of it, I garnished it with some fried onions, coriander leaves. I also added some ghee along with the oil that we collected. Now the taste of this halim was exactly as the any other restaurant one. So please try this recipe and let me know in the comment section on how it turned out.
Hello.
So this was it for today's video. I'll meet you all in my next vlog. Until then, take care, stay healthy, and a very happy Ramadan in advance.